More than 1,000 women have gathered here in Johannesburg for the launch of the African Women in Dialogue. Women are here to talk about the role that they play to bring in the life within the continent. Now, this year's theme is women's voices and power as agents of change. So, in the next 30 minutes, I'll be introducing you to an impressive array of women that are here in attendance, as well as more news and views from across the continent. So, Jumbo, Sawubona, welcome. This is #Africa, and I am Tumelo Mothotoane. We're at the African Women in Dialogue launch event right here in Johannesburg. The former First Lady, ZANELE, MBEKI, of course, is the convener of this beautiful event that aims to empower women to use their voice to begin to eradicate patriarchy within the continent. But I'm also joined by advocate MOJANKU GUMBI, who's here from the ZANELE MBEKI Development Trust to tell us more about this event. Ma, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this event. Why was it important to have this event, and what activities have taken place so far?
I think it's important to bring together women from across the continent. This is the only event that I know that brings together women from all 55 countries and also has a huge representation of rural women. So we deliberately set out to say 60% must be rural women, because most of the conferences we go to, we speak on their behalf. So we felt that it's important for their own voice to be heard.
Right.
And we have heard amazing stories. We have heard very sad stories as well.
Your theme is women using their voice and their power to be change agents within the continent. What are some of the challenges that you've heard from the women regarding, what they face within the continent?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that we've got Beijing plus 25 next year. We've got the resolution 1325, which deals with women in peacekeeping. We've got the framework there. But women feel that they have not been able to interpret that framework, to say what it means for them on the ground. So we have stories. For instance, we had Congolese women talking about what happened when Angola expelled the refugees. Congolese refugees went into Angola when there was a bit of a conflict lately. They said the rapes that happened, the killings that happened there, and they were telling it firsthand. And so we had women from Cameroon crying to say to us, guys, are you aware of the killings that go on every day in Cameroon? What can we do together? So the women from Sudan, like the young woman Allah, would then share experiences of how they dealt with those brutalities and how they dealt with political challenges. So it's an exchange of information that is unmediated, that you can take to your own space when you live here.
Right.
Whether you're a businesswoman or you can take back something.
But also, speaking of moving forward, I know that you align yourself with Vision 2030 and the AU's vision for 2030. Yes. What are some of the objectives you aim to achieve through the African Women in Dialogue?
Well, this year you saw that one of our main themes around finding your voice and power was around peace and security. Because within that Agenda 2063 and 2030, there's a program to say silence the guns by 2020. Now that's next year. So the AU has committed itself to stopping conflict by next year in each country. So we're able to say to the women, what does it mean? And we spoke about, we have decisions about having women at the table, at the peacemaking table. But we've decided, or we are thinking, that if these men want to have us at their table, we are going to set up our own table.
And that's the spirit of an African woman. Thank you so much, Ma, for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, then that is, of course, Advocate GUMBI joining us right here from the ZANELE MBEKI Development Trust. But we're moving now to Kenya, where babies there are benefiting from Kenya's free and first human breast milk donation bank. Now, of course, let's take a look and see how these babies are getting life there.
At just 3 days old, Rose is a hungry baby. But feeding this appetite has not been without its complications. Rose was born at a Nairobi hospital a month and a half early, healthy but underweight. Because she was premature, Rose's mother, Sarah Wanjiku, couldn't produce the milk to feed her. Step in Kenya's first free human breast milk bank.
I was told that they had donor milk that is donated by other mothers, and I found it best to use that milk for the baby because she was very hungry and had not eaten for 3 days. They reassured me by telling me that it was properly tested and screened.
Save the Children estimates that around 200,000 Kenyan infants are born prematurely each year. Studies have shown breast milk helps premature and sick babies recover. The highly sterilised milk bank was set up in March by the Ministry of Health and the African Population and Health Research Centre, and depends on donors like EVELYN WAWIRA. She recently gave birth to her son, Tarek, and says she's producing more than enough milk to feed him.
They're just babies. It's not their fault. They don't have enough milk, or the mom is not there, or the mom doesn't have enough milk. As long as the baby can have it and it will save its life, why not? Just need to be kind about it.
It's hoped that the milk bank can be duplicated in other parts of Kenya. But for now, Sarah's just thankful to the women who helped her baby's start in life.
After the break, we get an update from Sudan and also speak to one of the women that fueled the revolution there.